On a sad note, rather, a family has been left distressed after a member of their family was ignored at 2 health facilities in Accra, leading to his death. Meanwhile, the Ghana Medical Association says poor infrastructure and lack of attention for emergency medical services must be blamed for the situation. But it appears the family is not alone in this, as several people are now coming out to narrate their ordeal. So share with me your own experiences while accessing healthcare.
I took my child to hospital, and they went to, they want to do the blood test for him, and as they took the blood, they misplaced it. So I was waiting, and I went there and asked of it before, and they even couldn't find it. So they misplaced the thing, the blood, the one that they are going to examine. So I was very worried.
The nurses and the doctors were like virtually chatting. It's like you don't even exist. And I was so angry, and then the doctor was like kind of walked me out because they were chatting. I was like, but I'm here and I'm sick, and it's like the doctor is just talking to the nurses and they were chatting and just laughing. Yeah, I've had that happen to me. So I actually had to tell one of the nurses that it's our taxpayers' money that pay you people and you are here behaving this way. And I think their reaction was like, okay, since you know so much and can determine, like, just go out.
2009, that lady at Sunyani Hospital misbehaved towards me. I was having a severe pain in my leg, and as I was trying to draw your attention, she told me, oh, they are in the queue. Now, I believe, looking at those in the queue, they don't have a problem compared to mine. See, that was the only thing that I encountered. The way she spoke to me and just throwing her hands here and there.
Going to the hospital, I don't want to mention the name, but with a pregnant woman, the way the nurses received the lady as if she was something else to them. When the lady came in, there was blood oozing, some liquid flowing, and then from the car when she got down, the way the nurses behaved there, it didn't look good at all. Then we had to carry her ourselves into the ward before the nice midwife came in that we should attend to her, but we shouldn't worry about what the nurses are doing.
So those were some comments from the streets, rather sad, but let's check out what you've also been posting on Facebook.
Yeah, so Buyer Jeremiah writes, all health facilities are visited. I think it meant so far. My experience is that, so far, it's so good. Okay, the health workers discharge their duties professionally. Kudos to them. So where is that Buyer Jeremiah? I think you should have specified. That would have helped. So Mustafa Yakubu writes, I thought that sickness or attitude demonstrated by those unprofessional nurses is only happening in my district, not knowing it's everywhere. Ghana Health Service must act fast on this attitude of health professionals. Lives lost can never be replaced. And Isaac Survival Jabin says, nurses have their motto, noble profession, but Zoom lion sweepers are more sensitive on humans than some nurses. I rest my case. And Kinzak Evidence Comrade says, Ghana nurses and doctors have no value for life, but rather money. What a profession. I mean, you can't just make a sweeping statement like that. There's some really good nurses and really good doctors out there.
I must say. And Suleiman Ayaya says, I can't blame them because some of them exhibit what they were taught back in school. Well, that's very interesting comments on Facebook. Now, also police in Accra on Thursday gunned down 5 armed robbers in a shootout on the Accra-Tema motorway, with 10 of their accomplices who sustained injuries fleeing the scene. The police want the public to volunteer information that will lead to the arrest of the escapees. The question I ask, are you worried that the police is still battling with the high spate of armed robbery in the country?
Though the government is doing well, they have to do stronger than this to fight the armed robbers. Other than that, we'll be having a lot of challenges in the country. Government need to equip the security agencies so that they got more ammunition and logistics that they can use to work.
becoming very alarming. Security issues in the country is really getting like very, very, very disturbing for every citizen here. And I think that Ghana, we really need to like tighten our borders very well so that we can control the influx of like the other nationalities into Ghana, because previously, like if you look back 20 years, 30 years ago, that wasn't the same history for Ghana. Ghanaians were known to be armed robbers and all that. So I think that it is by the influence of the other nationalities, excuse me to say, that have brought in this kind of new cultural habits to Ghanaians. So
we are all affected one way or the other, especially looking at the anxiety and the sense of tension that gives. For example, I'm a student at Legon campus, so if it happened that a nearby area, Yarifa, or you be thereabout, it is happening so, then it's really a problem as such, because on campus we recently also had issues, but thankfully the university management was able to address this issue. So at the university level, if it has been done, when we are looking forward that such things or such strategies can be put in place at a strategic level, at a higher level, so that these menace can be kept.
So some free consultation for the Ghana Police Service. Let's check out if we have more on Facebook.
Well, Chrissy Boating Ayepa says, when police are not able to gun down robbers, the media will complain. When they start gunning armed robbers down, the media spark controversies again. Which country is Ghana?
But we're not sparking any controversy.
It happens, we report. That's what we do. Joseph Doe says, the so-called human rights activists and phony security experts should volunteer to join the police when they go on their anti-armed robbery night patrols and see what they encounter while we are sleeping soundly. And Elvis Boating says, Jesus Christ is knocking at your door. Okay, thank you so much for that. Thomas Van Fox says, we pray that they gun down the right people, not innocent ones. America is also suffering illegal gun shooting. The world is gradually caving in.
And by Jeremiah, right, I'm worried that armed robbery is still happening in the country upon all the efforts being made by the security agencies to reverse the trend. We can only win this armed robbery fight if general public stand up to help the police by reporting all suspicious activities, because those criminals don't live in space but with us. That's a very valid point there. Darlington Kumaku says, I feel happy and get thrilled, and it gives me much happiness as to when such armed robbers, want to say that when they are down, and I urge the police to beef up its efforts. Long live Ghana Police. And me Norte comes to say, it's very sad for you to think and free that way, brother. No matter what a person does, it doesn't warrant death. I'm thinking you're a Christian, right? So how can you rejoice knowing that someone lost their life due to the system? I don't think it's due to the system. These guys were exchanging guns with the police, and so violence begets violence, they say. And Akwesi Frimpong says, good job done, Ghana Police, for acting on accurate intelligence gathered to achieve your objective. Kill them all, including their secret PR, so-called human rights advocates.
That's taking it a bit far.
Interesting comments there. Okay, and I can see one from Abdul Ghaffar Al-Hassan who says, innocent people too will be gunned down. The laws that govern the country and bring into force the security agencies say it is only a court of competent jurisdiction that can find people guilty, but not the police. And Walanyo Akwecha says, no, they should continue combating crimes. I will urge the so-called human rights activists to keep silent. And those are some interesting comments there. But finally, everyone deserves to know whom they're getting involved with in a relationship. That's for sure, right? For some, it's important for a new couple to share both positive and negative experiences in their past, whilst others feel it's not necessary because it has a tendency of ruining the current relationship. So tell me, what do you think? Is it advisable for your current partner to know everything about your past?
Okay, it's advisable because maybe somebody might use it against you, like in the near future. So you have to let him know everything about you before you get married to him.
I don't think it's advisable to tell everything completely. You can, there are some issues that are personal issues that when you tell your partner, it will go a long way to affect your relationship. It will bring this turmoil in your relationship. It will be stable. So there are some things that you keep away.
Relationships are based on trust and love. So obviously when your partner knows everything about your past, it can help ensure that your relationship is one that is based on trust. Because one of the solid foundations of relationships is trust. So when he knows everything, he or she knows everything about your past, I don't think there's anything that can separate you. Obviously, you might have your exes and other people who will not want your relationship to be a success. So knowing everything will help ensure that there's trust, and I mean there's that kind of solidarity between both partners, and that can help them achieve their goals, whether it's short term or long term.
Advisable, you know, because most of the times when they don't know anything about your past and they kind of hear it at another place, or they hear it from another person, it's kind of, should it be something bad? It will even make you seem much more bad, you know. Yeah, like it deteriorates your destiny much more than you telling the person yourself. You telling the person is much more like opening up, but somebody else coming to tell the person is like you hiding it from him or her.
Well, but in as much as I feel your partner should know your past, I mean, I don't think it's everything that he needs to know. I mean, there's some very important things that he definitely must know, because if somebody gets to tell him, he may think you're hiding something, but I don't think it's necessary. I
agree with you 100%.
To tell him everything. Let's check out what you've been putting on Facebook.
Okay, can you read? Who is this? He wrote in Arabic. Can you read that?
I really don't know what he's writing.
Okay, well, he says, no, not at all. You should continue as you see each other to be. Knowing the past can reduce the love and trust, and also one can use the past against the other partner when there is a little misunderstanding. I think knowing one's past is not the best. Okay, that's what you think. Gregory Asiedu says, I'm unsure. I think the past is the past and ought to be not to be revisited. Let us solve current and emerging questions and stop solving needless past questions. I rest my case. Mustafa Yakubu says, the past remains the past. You must focus on the present and the future. Telling my partner about my past is not necessary, but if the situation demands it, I will push to say something.
And Bar Richard says, it is said that some stories are left untold. Let him or her know what is necessary and leave the unnecessary past issues that will create doubt and problems in a relationship. Learn to adjust, accept, and tolerate each other's flaws. In doing that, untold issues about a partner, even if heard outside, won't create any damage in a relationship, even if they are negative. That's quite deep. But Jeremiah says, not at all. The past belongs to history, and some history are to be left untold. Sometimes it is good to keep quiet, just not to cause any confusion. And James Abusanga says, it is advisable for your partner to know your past, but not everything about your past, because sometimes our past can haunt us. And Kweku Gideon says, if the past had been positive, then everyone would want to know, but because it's perceived to be negative, everyone is saying it's needless to revisit. Very interesting comments there.